unmute.
I had to move that. Come here.
All right. Yeah, you had to move the Yahtzee. We're telling everybody else.
Good morning.
Welcome, everybody. We'll get cooking in just a minute, I promise. Let's rock it. Let me share this out. Let me see if this is working. I don't even have my right information up here yet. Let's get it right. All right. Welcome. Let us know where you're coming in from. Do me a favor. Change your chat to everyone so that everybody can see it. Are you seeing my screen, Sal?
I do.
All right,
I
that's
see
good
the screen
news.
and I'm chatting. I said, welcome, some radar friends. There's 25 and the counting, the uptick is
Hey,
picking
rocking
up.
and rolling.
Picking up.
I'm
27.
looking forward to this one. It actually is it's a spin-off of what we started yesterday, guys, where we were in the Monday roundtables. If those of you that don't know about that, we do. I know Ann knows about it. She was there. So yeah, we'll be rocking around the world. Let us know. Change your chat to everyone so everybody can see everybody. And I'm going to pop in some information from me. And then I'm also going to pop in this right here. Wait for people to get here, but what?
Hey, Miss Rita Wood. Howdy.
Disconnected. Clicked at the
Welcome, Rita Wood.
Oh, I know why. Hold on. Sorry.
Welcome, Nikita. Nikita, you're texting only to
we got to
panel.
get Nikita elevated.
Elevate, Nikita.
How is it that Nikita does not have her, oh man.
I don't know if it happens.
Don't talk to Nikita. I'm going to promote you
Good
to
morning
a panelist.
from Chicago. So everyone's saying hi to the panelists because Dave, you may just have it so they can only talk to hosts and panelists.
I think it has everybody. Do me a favor. Everybody check your chats and see if you can change it.
At the bottom of the chat, you're going to see it says host and panelists. And if you scroll up, you'll see everyone. And if you click on everyone, you can say hi, everyone, just like I did.
That's exactly right. Good. So if you can do that, that'd be great. Let us know where you're coming in from. Good morning, beautiful people. You sound like, who is that does that all the time? That's the sports guy.
Oh,
good morning, beautiful
Sean
people.
Remberger. Sean Remberger just said hi, everyone. And so Sean, you are a rock star. So is Megan. Megan's hi, everyone.
There's Nikita. Good to
they
see you.
getting there. Yes. Look at all the folks. Tennessee, North Carolina, Alabama, Arizona.
Wow.
I love it. People
Jay
coming
Talbot,
in.
hi,
People
everyone.
coming in. We'll get started in just about a minute. So
Jay is here. I'm expecting some great, phrase of wisdom. He's really
who's
the bottom of the chat, as you're putting in where you are, make sure you switch from host and panelist, hit the down arrow and click to everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. Some of you are still, MC.
Calvin.
Mary from Panama City, Calvin Marshall, Lauderdale, Brian from Virginia. Happy Q4. Yeah.
It's coming.
I grew up in Lauderhill, Calvin.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Hi, Miss Constance. Megan, Nashville. Sakina.
Right.
Good.
Cool.
Everybody's everyone. Good job.
Fantastic. Well, let's get cooking. Everybody can come on when they come on. We're talking about Q4 preparations, what we can do right now. Is my microphone right, by the way? Is it all working?
You sound fabulous.
We can hear you.
I sound fabulous, apparently.
Ooh,
that's good news. I love it. And we will be talking about this winnable opportunity matrix. I'm going to drop that into the chat. Let me make sure everybody can get to this. That's the handout for today. As you're checking that out and downloading that, disclaimers: we're not affiliated with anybody in the government and does not guarantee a contract award. I know, doggone it, Nikita, you thought we were going to walk away with money today. But we will be talking about some good stuff, I think.
Hey, we can still walk away with money.
What's that? If you do this right, you'll do it. The other one for Govies, if you're a government personnel, we love you. And it's not an indication or endorsement to purchase from any vendor. We got that from GSA. And this session is being recorded, and because we are all kind of vain like that. How do you like that, Sally?
How do you like those apples? I do.
Bringing in the vanity. All right, let's get to know each other. How long you been in business? Just starting out? Maybe you've been in business for 20 plus years or somewhere in between them. And do you have federal business now? And have you ever been to one of these sessions before? Real quick introduction on me. I've been working in this world since 2007. Anybody want to see my my very deep resume?
More than life itself.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to stop sharing for real quick because I'm going to show you, if I can, what is happening with my controls here. There we go. So this is everybody. In 2007, I was hired as a business development rep to be here in the DC area, going into DC, meeting with key decision makers in the federal government. And I had a client that came to me and said, we want to hire you. And you want to see my resume? This is the front and the back of my federal resume. That's how much I knew about this world. How many of you would have hired me for that job, knowing my resume looked like this? And then answer this question. How many of you would have paid me $12,000 a month to do it? That's right. I thought that they were crazy, just like you did. And I told them, no, I'm not doing it because I am not that guy. Rafael Marrero in the house. So, but I did get into it a little bit. We got a contract for $3 million as a sub to a prime. And that kicked off. I can't get out of this world now, Sally. I tried to. It's like the Hotel California.
Like The Godfather. Just when I'd get out, they reel me back in.
They pulled me back in.
They pulled me back in. But since then, we've helped with over $3 billion in direct and indirect federal sales. That's the business that we are. Everything on the right-hand side you will find is our stuff. We're going to flip it upside down for this session. For those of you who have been here before, we're going to ask you your biggest pain points. We did this yesterday on the Monday roundtables, and it was really cool. So we want to hear from you what your biggest pain points are. And then we're going to talk about what do buyers need from us in Q4, because we're about to kick into Q4 in less than a month. And a little bonus, how can Sam Radar help in the process? Because that is what it's all about. Now, did everybody get that downloaded? Did everybody get a chance to be able to download that? It's an Excel spreadsheet.
Let's see.
Everybody got it? Can everybody get it? Because I want to make sure everybody has it because there's some good information in there. You can't get it? Calvin, you can't download that bad boy?
Dave, I don't see the link anywhere.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm putting it back in now.
I don't see it either, Dave.
Hold on. What is happening to this? All right, I'm going to do some. Give me a second. I'm going to get here. I'm going to do this.
Dave, do you want one of us to try and add it?
So while we're waiting on that, does anybody have a big pain point that Dave wants to throw out, put in the chat for us while he's getting that loaded?
It is taking freaking forever for that thing to upload. There's 2 of them in there, and it's taking a minute. It'll come. I promise. Yeah. And you can start popping in. What are your pain points? We love the questions. We also love the feedback. If you have something that you like, we always love that. What we're going to do today is we will connect you with experts, and we'll have shameless plugs to our sponsors. The people that are here are part of the sponsor groups, and if they're doing anything special, we want to make sure that we include them. And the reason why this is we cannot do this alone. Folks helped me back in the day, and we're here to help you back in the day. I am going to make sure that these upload. The top one should almost be, they're almost there. I don't know. Man, that is crazy how long that's taking.
Yeah, one loaded finally.
There we go.
All right.
Let's see.
There
So
we
if you
are.
scroll up.
Oh, Dave, it's 16 megs. It could be a connectivity issue. Yeah.
It's a beefy one. It's beefy.
It's got meat and potatoes.
All right. So, and if you can't get to it, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you to Sam Radar because it's the same one that's here. So give me a second. If we go to Sam Radar Resources, you can get to it right from there too as well.
Ryan Morgan has the first pain point, and he said access to government influencers and decision makers.
I love it. Thank you for the softball. Don't know. Who was that?
Brian Morgan.
Brian Morgan. Oh, man. Right in my wheelhouse. I love it. We will get to that, I promise. All right. So real
Hey,
quick.
Dave, I got a pain point.
What's your pain point? Me?
So yeah, some nut keeps sending me emails right to the Kentucky Fried Cuban. Right.
So what's your pain point?
No, I was going to say that I've noticed that a lot of the information that is supposed to be on SAM about IDIQs and other opportunities never shows up. So clients say, well, if the government keeps telling me, or the government representative, hey, just go to Sam, are they telling me the truth, or am I getting the Heisman, right?
Oh,
So am I getting the Heisman, right?
oh, that leads us right into the report I'm about to show in just a minute. Thank you very much. We do have some FedCon news. 8A is still under pressure. It's starting to level out a little bit. There's a special thing coming out I'll show you in a minute. There's new FAR changes that happen on October 1st that are being implemented government-wide, and it's fine. It looks like it's finally getting through. We also have additional executive orders that are coming out on a regular basis that are affecting contracting. They're driving a lot of things to GSA. A lot of the agency personnel that were originally housed in the agency have been ported over to GSA. So there's some big changes in there that are affecting us as contractors. And I always like to see these as well. If you got any FedCon news, you can pop that up in there as well. But those are some of the things that are happening specifically to that. Brian's not here today because he's at the ocean. He decided he's not going to break his vacation to come and hang out with us. So we're going to talk about him behind his back.
He's not going to use the sat phone and the Starlink uplink and all that.
Yeah, he's not. Apparently, we're not as important enough for that. For him.
Volunteer him for something.
What's that?
Volunteer him for something.
We'll just talk about him badly behind his back.
That's a good idea.
Well, that works too.
That's what we do, especially when it comes to NAICS codes, right? Right,
No wonder we can't find the opportunities. Right.
That's right. No wonder we can't, because he doesn't care about it. He did. This guy ran a multi-billion-dollar organization for CMS and was the head of contracting and a director of a division. And when I asked him on a Monday roundtable, I said, "Well, how did you pick your NAICS code?" He said, "I didn't care. I just picked one." And everybody lost their mind, including the Cuban here. The doctor.
I lost it. I lost it altogether. I'm like, are you kidding me?
So anyway, he does know a lot, though, folks. So there's over $44 billion of expiring 8A contracts. And this gives opportunities for everybody else. We've seen it go to small businesses are benefiting from this. That's a lot of money. So if you're interested in this, July 10th, at 11 a.m., you can get that. You can get that I'll show you you can get to that on GovBrief. I'll grab that for you right now because people are asking me for it. You can find that on GovBrief, and you're gonna have to go to Show More, and then go down because that's a little bit ahead. And I'll grab this right here, dismantling the 8A program. I'll be joining him again. I think it's the 5th time we've done it, and I really think it's one of the better things for folks if you're interested in finding some contracts that they weren't available for you before. All right, so check that out if you want to. And there is more information of women-owned small businesses. There's bills in front of Congress right now that that completely wipe away the 8A and WOSBs as it exists right now. So don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger. I didn't do it, Denise. I did not do that. It's not me. I'm just letting you know what's happening. All right. So with that, we'll get on to this. So where are we right now? We are we're coming up on fiscal year 2026 Q4. So we're going to see where Q4, you can see Q4 on the right-hand side. All the information that is pulled in here is actually pulled from Sam Radar's report. The rest is from GAO, but the only report that's available like this is actually coming from Sam Radar. So if you take a look, that looks like it's a little bit less than 50% of the total spend, and we still have only 3 months left. So we're talking about this area in here is Q4, and you can see the dollar amounts that we're expecting somewhere in the $700 to $800 billion. That's a billion, Ralpha.
$1 trillion, actually.
Oh, it's trillion. So, and this is here's the trends. We just ran this report for a client, so I'm sharing it with you. This is what's happened. Now if you talk about what's happening here, it looks like it's down. Well, it's not exactly completely down because this is DOW is lagging by 90 days. So when you see these reports, this will wind up being about on that line. But knowing that this is Q4 right here, we also know that this trend is going to continue where we're going to see the maximum amount of spending happening in September. This is what it looks like every year. So does everybody agree with that? Is this what everybody's expecting? Thumbs up. First of all, thumbs up if this is good for us.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Is this good for us?
Very good for
All right. Everybody, at least we have 2 people that aren't in. There they are. We haven't put them in a coma yet. Haven't put them in a coma yet. So let's talk about the spending report that you can download here. Cool?
Yep.
All right. All the information, real quick, from the summary side is provided by FPDS, now SAM.gov Awards, but it just transitioned in February. So it's FPDS and SAM.gov. It's all relative to the number of offers received. These are contracting officers like Brian Hebel was, that was working with folks like us, and they would say, hey, how many offers did we receive? Now, if we take a look at this right here, oh, I didn't update this. It's actually 77%. And what is it? What is the number? I'm gonna need to fix these for the next piece. I didn't do this right. So 29 plus 26 is 55% of the dollars. So this is actually now 77% and 55% of the dollars. No competition. Thumbs up if this is where you would like to be.
Oh, all day.
Who doesn't? If you don't want to be here, you're free to exit the program.
I was going to say, see you, bye.
Get the heck out.
Adios.
All right, now let's add these up and see if this still is. No, it's 86% of the contracts now, and still 90% of the dollars. This is shortlisted. Thumbs up if you'd like to be here. Immediately, if we are one of 5, we have a 20% chance of winning. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I went nuts in 2009 when somebody asked me about FPDS. Check this out. 90,000 contracts hit SAM.gov, but 2,900. Now, we're going to be talking about that. This is shameless plug number 1. It's today at 1. I'm going to be talking about getting ready for Q4, doing sources sought, RFIs, looking at our active RSPs. And what have we seen, Nikita? We've seen that we've already seen some turnarounds as quick as what?
24 hours.
24-hour turnarounds. How many have you seen?
2 total.
You've seen 2 of them in the past 2 weeks.
And this is early, but I think the government shutdown created tension. They still have the funds to spend now because it's all approved and they're opening back up, and now they got to spend it.
Yep. And we're going to talk about responding, how you should respond, and look at this, developing the hidden contracts. What do you mean by hidden contracts? Rafael Marrero started talking about it. The difference between what hits FPDS as a contract award and what shows up on SAM.gov right now, as we speak, as of the 1st of this month, was 2.8 million. Didn't show up, Rafa. 2.8 million contracts didn't show up on SAM.gov.
Unbelievable, Dave.
And as unbelievable as that is, Rafa, it's also unbelievable that I'm going to be talking about this on July 1st at 1 p.m. at Eastern Time. Can you believe it? We're going to be kicking off Q4. We're going to be looking at the hidden contracts. We're going to look at how we can research the buyers, find the prime partners, and actually develop hidden contracts. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to share some links on that as well. And this is also exactly why we built Sam Radar. That's a double shameless plug all in one. So as we do this, we want to get ourselves shortlisted. So we'll be one of the 5. And as soon as we're in that group, we can start driving to the place where we can be one of the 1. So my question to you, hold on, I got to kill this one. I got to go to the next one. I got to do this real quick. So did you know about the 98% and hidden contracts that weren't hitting SAM.gov? Maybe you did and you want some. And maybe you knew something was missing, but you didn't know it was 98%, but you still want some. Or maybe this is the first time you're hearing about it and you still want some. Or maybe you don't believe me. I love it when people pick that. Don't pick it unless you don't believe me. But It can't possibly be true, say somebody. But you still want some even if you don't think it's true. So with that, I'm going to say, listen, we built Sam Radar for this purpose. And let me tell you something, it's getting better and better and better. There's a new version coming out called Fed 360. Is there anybody here that's on Fed 360 now? Nikita? Because not everybody's.
I ordered my Chick-fil-A, but I'm still waiting for it.
You're still waiting for yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're, this is the only way to get there. And I'm telling you, you can get a free trial of Sam Radar and you can get a taste of Fed 360. We're porting people from Sam Radar strategically over to Fed 360. And it's exactly what we did to build to go to the people that are responsible for doing these purchases. So in the last tab in this report, as you download it, is called the Winnable Opportunity Matrix for 2026. That report will show you the buyer, not the buyers, but will show you the activity in your market space and your vendors that are winning. So, like I said, we're going to flip this upside down. So hot seat question number 1 is, what is your biggest challenge, your pain point, your biggest pain in the booty, as they would say, Sally?
In the booty.
In the booty. Of pursuing federal contracts, and we have some now, but put it into the chat because we're gonna, everybody here, one of the SMEs is gonna pick one of them, or we'll speak on each one of them. A lot of these are gonna be intertwined, I would think, because we did this yesterday, and it was great. But what is your biggest pain point? You, the audience, what is your biggest pain point? And I'm gonna make this up as we do it. So I'm gonna pause this. I'm going to do this down. So as we do it, we're going to fill this out. All right. What's the first pain point? Somebody read them off to me. Was it finding who?
First was access to government influencers and decision makers.
Influencers and DMs. Got it. Any more?
Networking within the government locally. They were specifically talking about WID events, but they don't hold them as often.
A WID? What's that?
Not sure.
Wow, that's a new term. I love it. Love that. What else we got? Women in defense. Wow. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was a thing, Constance. I never heard that. We got to make note of that.
Yeah, I'm a member.
Love it. All right. So, what else we got?
Right now it's how to make the right contact so we can send the RFQ.
The right contacts?
Yep. Similarly, finding a federal buyer to present to.
Okay. What else we got?
How to do the DD 2345. The form.
What was that? How to do what?
D 2345.
Is that a real
Next
thing?
one is, yes. We've talked about it before. We talked about it on Monday Roundtable.
Oh, DD. I thought you said Z. What are you talking about?
Difficulty locating SAPs.
What's SAP? For simplified acquisition?
Yes.
Is that what you think SAPs are?
Yes.
Simplified acquisition procedure. Yeah.
Yes.
I like it. Just want to make sure, because hey, sometimes they use the same acronym for different things.
Yeah, not school aptitude. It's not scholastic aptitude.
I want to make sure we got the right pain point.
Yeah.
Because I learned a new one today. WID is brand new for me.
Yeah, the women in defense, yeah, for sure. That's a new acro, but it's there. It's out there.
And so there's in transportation NEMT. NEMT hard.
Oh, NDIA, National Defense, Act, yeah.
Non-emergency medical transportation, Dave.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm learning all kind of new things today.
Mhm.
Everybody's breaking out acronyms. I love it. NAMT for SB. All right, I
Yep.
like it. What else we got?
Dave, I got one. I put one on the board.
What do you got?
So I get this, and this is not self-serving at all. So please understand. I get
If
a
it
lot
says
of questions.
capability statement, it's absolutely self-serving, but that's okay.
Listen to
But
me.
go ahead.
Listen, no, seriously. I can show you the emails. Clients they receive a sources sought notice, right? Like from Sam Radar and future, in the future from Fed 360, right? And then they see the term capability statement, right?
All right.
What most people don't understand is what type of capability statement should I write? And believe me, people do not read the finer points of these notifications. And this is important because a capability statement can go anywhere from one sheet, right? One page all the way to 50, according to what the government is looking for. We just finished doing one for a construction sources sought with a client. And Dave, it turned out to be like a 40-something page document according to government specs, right?
Wow, I would have never done that.
Well, you know what? It's a reality because they had a statement of work, a sample statement of work, and you had to speak through the different points. The past performance citations had to be mapped to the different criteria. The quality it's construction, so it's complex, right? But my point is, you never just send one. Is there just one type of capability statement? Which type do I send, and how much information is there? This is key because it's a game changer for the. You're either down select it and list it as part of the people that will be invited to one of these IDIQs, or you're not.
I like it.
Well,
so I got that complexity of capabilities.
Okay.
Go ahead.
With that, for Rafa, you have to watch the parameters because a lot of those I've been seeing are capped at 10 pages.
Mm-hmm.
And you can send your capability statement, that's your standard form, and write up a separate document outside of it as well. That could be a need to know information where you can outline if you don't want to do a formal publication of your capability statement. But I'm just saying you have to watch what they're asking for.
That's correct.
In detail, because what you're trying to do with the sources.
All right, hold on. Before you start giving advice, let's get all the pieces. Ray Pearson's got your hand raised. Go ahead, Ray. What's the issue? Ray, you there? Sakina says, "Thank you, Raphael."
But that was a mistake. Sorry.
Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Be that way then. I love it. And Marcella says, for DLA, WID stands for Weapon Item Data. There you go. That's why we told you. And BAA, right? BAA is two things: Buy America Act, right? And broad agency announcement. So you got to love it. That's why I asked the question about that. All right. So what do we got else? Any other pain points?
Well, I don't know. Nikita read mine that my clients are having.
What's that?
But in order to connect with the influencers, executive, contract officers, program managers, and decision makers, I have to know their names. And these are very elusive individuals. And we'll get into later about how to find their names.
Love it.
But knowing who they are is key to connecting with them, right?
I love it. Thank you very much. Anybody else got anything else? Let us know. I'm going to share this out. This is what we got so far. Look at how speedy I am at typing. Can you believe I actually got that?
Amazing.
Probably not spelled right. Probably.
We won't look close. We won't look.
Don't. Yeah, just pay no attention. Rita Wood. Rita Wood's got a hand up. What'd you say, Rita? You got something?
Yes. Teaming with other primes in order to get larger contracts.
Me
collaboration, partnership.
Me likey that one. Teaming.
Good one. Very good one.
So would you say finding them? Is that what it is, Rita?
Yes, correct.
Finding teaming partners and primes.
Yep.
Ooh,
and the right ones too.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
What did you say?
Qualifying those teaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you telling me that not everybody's qualified and going to do the great job and not steal any of your business or make you look
when
bad?
you're a small business and you're getting beat up by a 4-ton gorilla, it's kind of tough to tell them what the terms and conditions are going to be because there's flow downs and they're going to lean on you heavily.
That's true.
All right. I love it. So I'm gonna hold on. There's one of the issues that's happening is actually I'm gonna call out Brian Hebel, who's not here. One of the issues is actually CPARs. Anybody ever heard of CPARs?
Yes, sir.
CPARs is changing. CPARs is actually becoming a bigger problem than people know. And oh, by the way, he happens to be presenting on June 18th on CPARs, the changes, because satisfactory is not going to be good enough. For those of you who don't know what CPARs is, you probably don't have a large enough contract yet. But if you do know what CPARs is, you want to be on this because the changes are affecting. They're able to use CPARs in source selection before they go out. Remember the shortlisted people we talked about earlier?
Yep.
They're gonna be using up until October. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it as source selection. You may never ever know because your CPARs is not good enough. So with that, Rafael Marrero. So take one of these. Take one of these. I want you to take one of the questions. I can't have them both up at the same time. Let me go back to where it was. So take one of these. Obviously, you talked about capabilities. That's in your wheelhouse. And for who? You already mentioned that. Any other things that you'd like to take up here to be the first to comment on?
Connecting with the decision makers, the influencers, right?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Okay. So who they are?
Yep.
So I think a lot of these are kind of going together, right? So we have
They are, and here's the thing that's behind this, right? The org charts. There's been so many changes, Dave. Restructuring, right? Some departments have been collapsed, others have been expanded, right? So what are the real time? So is there any way to get this information? I know part of it is available on LinkedIn, and Sally White is great at that. But org charts are important so you can understand the relationships between the parties, right?
okay.
And their contact information. Should
and
not
org
going
charts
over somebody's head and stuff like that, right? You don't want to make any career limiting moves as a contractor.
So I like the org chart thing because some of the agencies do really well. HHS being one that has a really good tight org charts for all their organizations. Others not so much.
Yeah.
But that's one way. So org charts, finding org charts. What are the ways that you guys find influencers and decision makers? Sally White, Rafael mentioned you're a master at LinkedIn, and I love what you do on LinkedIn. So what's your thought on that?
Sure. So LinkedIn's great, conferences are great. However, I can't do anything unless I know who I'm looking for, right? Even with AI, et cetera, I have to know what I'm looking for. And how I find that out, get ready, shameless plug, is I am a SAM Radar now Fed 360 member, and I use it diligently. And I also use something, a little known fact, because Dave and his team are humble. But before I go to a conference, before I work with the client to discover influencers, decision makers, contract managers, program officers who we have to get to, I have a consultation. I share with them the NACE code. I share with them what we're doing, and they produce a report. And they produce information that lets me know exactly who I need to contact, what they're buying, what agencies they're with, what the prime contractors they are contracting with, because some of my clients are not going to be a prime. They need to sub to the prime. So I use those two things, SAM Radar, and then I use the consulting arm of ISI Federal, which is the arm that you're looking at now, Dave. Hold up your arm. That is
my arm.
That's the consulting
arm.
and Rob to help me with that intel. So then I can go out and connect with those individuals. So I just connected because of last week and because of Dave with the head of the GSA, like the main guy. He just connected with me on LinkedIn. I didn't say, hey, I have somebody who has a GSA contract. I just said we have mutual contacts but I didn't know any of that and how to connect unless I would have worked with SAM Radar. So on this call, I'm going to say one final thing. There are 52 people on the call. Dave, I'm not going to ask you to name out who isn't on SAM Radar, but if there are any of you that aren't on, I really encourage you to try the free version, get on, because that is going to be a game changer in your contract success.
And you can do it at samradar.com. I put it in there. And that includes the custom reports that Sally was mentioning. We love our SAM Radar members all the time. And I appreciate the plugs for that. Also, we have Denise B. Lawrence. Now, Denise, you help folks with grants as well as RFP and RFI writing, which is tooling up right now crazy. So,
Yes.
and in fact, you actually did a session recently on March 26th. You can find that on Sibbers and Sitters. Those are types of grants, right?
Yes, small business innovation research money,
So
and small technology transfer research money, free money for small businesses under 500 employees. So there is a plethora of
plethora.
new opportunities available for for-profit entities that a lot of people don't know about. And I keep saying for-profit because I'll say that 5 times and somebody will say, I'm not a nonprofit. I'm like, great, because I'm not talking to you if you are. So this is, free money for businesses to do the great innovation work that you are doing. There's 2 entry points. You either have an innovative idea to fix something that in the government or in our world that you've noticed, or you are responding with an innovation idea to something the government has acknowledged they don't do well. So those are the 2 entry points, and we help you play in that world. I will do a little plug for Sam Radar and Fed 360 because this is going to transform how we do business because of the wonderful work that you are doing. It's a one-shop, platform that allows you to identify both grants and
grants
contracts.
and contracts now. Finally did it. All right. So
Yes.
which one of these would you like to take for answering? So we talked a little bit about access. I don't know what's a DD 235 2345.
I have no idea. Who's
That's
said
not
that?
you. That'll be Nikita because she's the one who knew about it.
That's what that sounds
All
like.
right. So
Yeah.
so we'll talk about which one do you want to talk about?
I'll do connect with influencers and who are they?
Connect. Okay.
Yeah. So I have, been attending some of those wonderful conferences, especially in the Small Business Administration has been doing a phenomenal job all of a sudden of reaching out and doing outreach. And in those sessions, you get to meet the influencers on the government side. I have never in my 40 years in this world seen more access and outreach, and folks are actually accepting LinkedIn requests, and they're messaging and they're doing. So those influencers are important. In addition to, you got congressional influencers, people in your congressperson's office are influencers who can get through, who are creating these new appropriations. So, but you got to be active. You got to be involved. You got to get on, Sam Radar and find out who's who. And you got to attend some of these, trade shows. If you can't go, Sally will go with you for you.
Yeah,
If
talk
you're
about that a
able,
little bit about the
yeah,
trade shows and what Sally does because I think that's a great
it
resource.
is. And she's been huge for me, just saying, I'm trying to get to, and she can get to them, and she does a phenomenal job. But you got to have a plan of it. You just can't sit back and decide it's going to drop out of the sky. It might, but more than likely not. So you've got to meet the powers that be, and they need to know who you are and what you do and what you can bring to change their life.
I love it. And one reason I love Denise is she loves paperwork. She does RFIs and things like that. And so does Nikita Van Kirk. She does paperwork as well. She's a federal expert when it comes to doing research. She may or may not want to put a plug in for Sam Radar and Fed 360. We'll find out about that. But you do BD support as well as you present on GovBrief. In fact, you will be presenting on GovBrief this week on a do-it-yourself GSA. She's done a session for bid and award protests, which I think was phenomenal. Have you done any more bid protests lately?
No, I've done pre-award protests.
Pre-award protests?
I love them.
And what does that mean, pre-award?
So once a solicitation is published, whether it's a pre-solicitation or an actual solicitation, you can send any limiting factors to the contracting officer with outline details for protesting why they should either change their NAICS code, change their PSC code, change any of the language that they have, and you could either get it changed into a different class. So one of the latest ones that I did was they had it set aside as service disabled veteran owned. And I knew my market, I knew my industry, and I said, there's only one. You can't have a rule of two. There's only one in the market. and they had to change it to total small business, which allowed me to actually bid on it and win it.
You were kicking veterans out. That's what I heard.
No, I'm not kicking veterans out. I'm opening it up for other bidders.
And that's part of the secret, right? So that if we're restricted, we can use these. There's tools at our disposal to be able to do it. And one of the ways to be able to get into federal contracting is having a GSA contract. It's not for everybody, right, Nikita?
It is not. It is not. You have to be prepared, and we're going to go through the whole process. We're going to go through everything that you need to do. And then if there's not, we have other alternatives that could be a better fit for you if GSA is not. But it's a hot topic right now. And I started in this industry when someone said, if I'm paying you to do the government job, why should I pay someone else? So we had to learn from the ground up, which is why it's a DIY.
And she's one of the best DIYers I know. I'm going to put that in just a minute. So do me a favor and explain this DD form that's up there and what it means.
So it's part of the Joint Commission. This is what we talked about on the roundtable. I don't know, it was a couple weeks ago. There's specific parameters that you have to be able to fill this out. And you have to make sure you have a designated point person before you even fill out this form, but it's compliance. And I did publish the instructions in the chat for the gentleman who asked that question to make sure that they had reviewed the detailed instructions of what's required. But it's another level. It's kind of like a CMMC, but not for the Joint Commission.
Very cool. Well, thanks for that. I'm going to tackle a couple of other things that were there having to do with the partners, finding teaming partners. I think one of the best ways to kind of at least see what's happening out there for me, I always used to look at the people that were winning because they're the teaming partners that have past performance and they bring something to the table. In the handouts, you'll find, I'm going to grab that real quick. In fact, and I'll pop that open so that you can see it. While I'm doing that, you can check out what I'm doing today. Today at 1 p.m. Hold on one second. And go ahead and talk while I'm pulling up this report because I'd like everybody
Nikita,
to
just
see
so
it.
you know, you only put your info into the hosts and panelists, so you want to click everyone so everyone can get your
We
contact
asked
information.
specifically just direct, so that's what I did, but I can share it with everyone as well.
Yep.
I was just responding directly to the comment. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
I just am assuming everybody, all 48 people want you.
Hi, sorry, this is Ann. I just want to ask Nikita a question. A lot of times people tell me they don't like to do protests because then you get on a blacklist and then you make enemies, or as Raphael was saying, career limiting moves. So how do you know when to not make those moves and when it is appropriate to protest?
So you can protest at any point. And I have done this for many years right now, and I've never been blacklisted yet because I approach it as the contracting officer is a neutral third party, and you treat them with the same amount of respect you would treat someone in your family. That's how I approach it, right? A lot of people go at people and they say, well, you were wrong on this. You can't do this. If you approach it with the FAR language and you approach it with the government knowledge that you do have, I don't find that it's actually restricting. They may get a little frustrated you're slowing up their process, but if it's wrong, and they willingly admit it. And I always say this, if they don't overturn it, I say, thank you for reconsidering and thank you for your time. And that goes a long way. How many times do you actually say an email to a government contracting officer, thank you?
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that advice.
Just adding to that, and I've talked to contract managers and officers who appreciate somebody giving a thoughtful protest because they say they can't know everything. And if someone brings something there to their attention, like Nikita, they're actually appreciative.
We like it to be that way. Usually going in saying, so two things that I would never do. I heard both of these at the same time. Number one, you're an idiot for choosing that company. You're a moron. We are better than they are, and our pricing was better, and you're an idiot. That was what they said to the contracting officer. And then in the same meeting, I was next door listening to this rant from the contractor. I pay your salary two things that you can walk away from today that you should never say to a contracting officer. Both. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. So real quick, Rita, I love your question. And yes, previous awardees in advance of contract renewal. That's exactly what we're talking about. And there's two different types. There's ones that are larger IDIQs, indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contracts, or BPAs, blanket purchase agreements, or they might just have a firm fixed price contract that handles X amount of the job where there's going to be follow-on work. Both of those are very important. So everybody here can find the vendors in this vendors detailed side. So if you look on the bottom, this is an Excel spreadsheet. Go to vendors detailed, find your competitors, and grab their UEI, right? So the UEI is the key for this. So what we do is we want to load that into SAM Radar. So this is my recommendation, obviously, because I built SAM Radar, and Fed 360 is coming. What's that?
Part of what you're doing later this afternoon at 1:00 is sam.gov and finding stuff. You have to log into sam.gov to see some of these details. You can't just do it from the public portal. You have to log in.
That's correct. So what we want to do is in SAM Radar, if you're not familiar with this, just get with Rob and get signed up. But we can track, and this is going to look so much better when we're done. Everybody that's on Fed 360 is like, God, would you please get that? Stop showing this. But at least I can show you this because this I can release to you. We can look at the prime activity and see all of the primes that are operating in our space. Come on now. I say I can. What is happening here? Well, this is terrible. All right, but let me show you in this, because you're going to wind up signing that up. You sign up and you get these. These I know are running. So we're going to see prime contractors and their awards. So we have the ability to log in. Let me see who I am in this real quick. This is uncommon. So let me log out of the other one because there might be a glitch happening here on this. So I'm going to log out. But we have the ability to see contracts that are being awarded. Most of these aren't hitting the streets. It gives us the ability to look at the prime activity. Let me get this. Come on, baby. I'm not a robot, I promise. All right, here's our prime activity. And we can see for the past 12 months, all of the different calls that they have, as well as all the contracting officers. On this instance, it's obfuscated. Hold on one sec. I'll find one that has it correct. So this is Jay Blackwell. We can find all of the purchasing people that are responsible for this, including their contact information, so we can reach out to them. Let me do this real quick and see if I can find one that has a good one. So here we have some folks with GSA, and we can see the buyer connectivity. So we're looking for the buyer connectivity, as we're also looking for contacts at the vendor so that we can team with them. Both of them are available to you in SAM Radar and Fed 360. That's what we're after. So with that, I'll go back to saying that's what we are doing today. And what can we do now? All right, so we have just a couple minutes left for all the subject matter experts here. What can we do, Sally? What can we do? What do buyers need from us in Q4?
So buyers need us to communicate with them concisely, intelligently, and with a purpose that resonates with them. And again, the only way I can do that is by having the intel in order to do that. When I do communicate like that, they respond on LinkedIn, they take my calls, and they connect with my brands because they see that I'm presenting something that's going to assist them in solving their problem. And again, the only way I have that is by having intel, and my intel is Sam Radar and Dave.
I love it. Well, thank you very much for that. And then so we reach out to them, and then what are we getting to them, Nikita Van Kirk? What are we getting to them?
We're getting them knowledge because I did a lot of work in the VA, and when there's new publications, The people you're talking to at the individual VA probably haven't even seen that document. I actually had it where I sent the document to a contact in the VA and said, this is what I am talking about. And they said, I haven't seen this from my superiors yet. So staying abreast of the information, letting them know you are there, you care, you want to work with them, and you're going to try to do the right thing by them. And then also just treating them like a human being. I know that sounds horrible, but you treat them like a human being, you will gather respect, and that moves forward.
Love that. And there's a lot of pressure with the new FAR, and they don't know it all. A lot of them don't even know it. I love what you just said. By the way, join Nikita on this Wednesday for the DIY
Thursday.
What's that?
Thursday. You said Wednesday.
I said Wednesday. Thursday. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Denise. What can we do to reach buyers and get to buy? What do buyers need from us in Q4? What are you seeing?
Well, they need to know how we can help them. And I think we talked about that a bunch. And the only way that you can do that is you have to spend some time reaching out to them and talking to them. But you got to get clear first on what you are bringing to the table and what their gaps are. And that is the beauty of the roundtables and all of the webinars and the work that's done on GovBrief, so that you can be, they say knowledge is currency. And so having the knowledge to know where the gaps are so that you can then say to buyers, I hear you, I see you, and I can help you, is most important, whether they're on the grant side or the contract side.
I agree with that.
Part of what Denise is talking about is having SAM Radar and moving over to that Fed 360, because Fed 360 is a portal that will literally blow your mind. There is nothing like it on the market. I'm a little biased. I did help put some of those pieces into that software, but I will admit that 100%. But I asked for something and I said, hey, I need to see this. And they said, okay, give us just a little bit of time. And I got an email that it was done. There's a feedback loop on there. So it's not just you take it and you run with it. If you need something, if you see something that could be better, you have that ability to ask for something, and they can do it and they can let you know.
Love
if
it.
you see something that's not.
It is all kind of special, and I know that I'm biased too because I obviously helped do it. But Aisha's taking the lead on this, and she is a rock star.
Yeah, I was blown away. Do the demo, guys. If if you're not convinced yet, sign up for a demo and see it on Sam Radar, and it's mind boggling. You're gonna save money immediately because you're gonna see some things that you think are duplicated and they're not, that you need to get rid of.
So Rafa, one of the biggest things obviously are those capability statements that you mentioned earlier, and having tight marketing materials always, because if you don't look like you belong, you don't belong. So I just a plug to you for that. So what are some of the ways that you are reaching out? You do some things that other folks don't do, and that's like snail mail kind of stuff, right?
Well, it's actually very effective. The return on investment for small businesses is far higher than simply just doing social media or email, right? Social media is important, but the right social media is even more important, number one. So that's why LinkedIn is so important, right? So let's get that one off the checklist. Mm-hmm. The other component is how complete, thorough, and professional and buttoned down is your small business search profile online, which is maintained by the U.S. Small Business Administration. Is your latest and greatest capability statement linked to your profile? Is the right landing page URL included in that profile?
But wait a minute, Rafa, it's so expensive to do that.
Well, here's the good news. The good news is it's my favorite four-letter word, and yours too. It's free. Right?
And that's something they can do right now, right? They can update
right this minute. And here's what we do, Dave. Right this minute, and they need to do it. Take us up on our offer. Nikita can attest to this, and others, Ms. Lawrence as well, and so can Sally. About 15-minute audit, a 15-minute free consultation. There's no strings attached, okay? And believe me when I say no strings attached. We literally set up a one-on-one consultation. It's free of charge, and we review the profile with you. We give you a real-time audit. We can share screen with you, and we can send those findings to you. If you wish to engage us to fix that for you on your behalf, we can do that. And believe me, it's not about administering your SAM profile or anything like that or keeping you locked out of your own account. It's about having the right information on there. And the reason I know this is because I was a Fortune 500 procurement executive. And I happen to know this because I was in charge of vendor management.
Yep.
And I managed literally billions of dollars of direct and indirect purchasing every year.
Yep, I love it. Sally White, what do contracting officers need from us contractors, and how do we get it to them?
Yep. So I'll mention it again. Thank you for letting me mention it twice. They need intelligent discussions, concise communication, whether it's email or LinkedIn, and they need respect. And how we offer that is by knowing what we're asking. And I've literally never met a contract officer or program manager who hasn't been willing to help, refer me to someone when I've come to them with an informed ask. And again, how I get my informed ask is through ARM update, the arm of ISI Federal, SAM Radar, and Fed 360. So make sure you're on SAM Radar. I'm happy, like Raphael and all of us here, to schedule 15 minutes. I'm willing to look at your LinkedIn page for free, look at your website, make sure your digital footprint is aligned with your superpowers. I can talk to you about what conferences to go to, attend. Happy to help. Any friend of ISI Federal, SAM Radar is a friend of mine, and I'll put my information in the chat for you.
Yep, I love it. So my comments as we get out of here in just a minute. Join me again for today at 1:00 if you'd like to learn more about that. As far as this conversation goes, I'm always about what the buyers are thinking at this time of year. They're under pressure. There's a lot of things that have changed in the last year, especially. There was the fork in the road. Either they took the fork in the road or some of them got forked. Then there's the government shutdown. You mentioned that earlier. And then partial shutdown. And then just the overload of the problems always every year, as they don't have a budget to really operate under until late in the year. So they're playing catch up even more. So I highly encourage you, if you're not familiar with this, take a look at the last sheet. It's the winnable opportunity matrix. Our objective is to follow this right here, which is monitoring the activity so that we can take that information. There's lots of changes for them. Lots of changes for us and lots of changes for them. We're still in Q3. Over the next couple of days, until the end of this month, we're still in Q3. So take those changes, use that to engage those stakeholders because they need to know you and you can bring them valuable information, just like Nikita did. You can do the same thing. Understand what they're up against. Once we talk about this in relationship to SAM Radar, that's what SAM Radar does. It gives you the information and it allows you to connect with them, and we build those relationships. As we're building these relationships, we get the opportunity to influence the process. That includes the scope of work, it includes the acquisition strategy, and getting there to a place where we're minimizing the competition. They like doing it. They want to do it anyway. Might as well be us that's on that list. And then once we're in this lane where we're winning, then we want to build a moat around our castle. We want to fill it with all kind of crazy wild animals and keep all the competitors away that we have. Highly recommend you check out SAM Radar. It's all part of the process. Have Rob go through this with you. Look at your competitive landscape. Find the people that you could be teaming with and partnering with. So we want to watch all the contract activity. We're going to identify the buyers in our space. We're going to use research and become relevant to them. And then we'll market the crap out of these people in the next 3 months. That's our job. And be persistent. And did I hear somebody throw some? Go ahead.
We got a great question about the clock. To get into the 1 o'clock session, can they use the same code for the 10% discount?
No, Constance, but if you get to Rob and sign up, he'll get you a discount. You can sign up for the free trial on SAM Radar and you'll get a discount. And how do you reach Rafael Marrero? He doesn't talk to anybody from this session, so you can't. All right, new sessions today. I'm at 1 p.m. I've talked about that a lot about today at 1 p.m. I also want to bring up Thursday. I got it right this time. Nikita is talking about developing your own GSA schedule. I love her because she loves paperwork and I hate it. CMMC is a hot topic for anybody that wants to do business with the Department of War. As I mentioned earlier, CPARS is a big issue for federal contractors, and it's changing the landscape for us to be able to get in. In addition to this, I just did the unsolicited proposals last week. I love these two things, but you can use sole source language right now to kill everybody else in the competitive landscape. Highly recommend if you're interested in finding about everybody can do it. It's not just for 8As or woman-owned or service-disabled veteran-owned. On the first, I'm doing 98%. That's the 98% we talked about today. You can find out about that, as well as the $44 billion that's available to the rest of us and not 8As anymore. Any final questions before we get out of here? Please raise your hand or pop it into the chat. I point you towards Brian Hebel for CPAR's help, Dr. Rafael Marrero for capability statements and briefings, Sally White for doing trade show and LinkedIn, Todd Crane for doing CMMC. He's talking on June 17th. Denise B. Lawrence for her help with writing proposals and for-profit grants and RFIs as well. She does work with SIBRs. And Nikita Van Kirk coming on Thursday, and we will see you next month at 11 a.m. If you're signed up for this, you'll get the invite. Any last minute things from everybody?
Great question here, and I'm going to approach it real quick. Rita, why do some primes have more than one UEI? That is often to acquisitions of other companies that they kept segregated to qualify to continue to be a small business.
Or even if they're large.
Hey, Dave, before the DUNS number, every location for a company had its own DUNS number. Remember that they switched over to UEI. So technically, one company with 3 or 4 different locations will have different UEIs. That used to be the case with Dun and Bradstreet. But now I don't know if that applies to UEI, but probably the case.
Multiple reasons. Great questions. Anybody else got a last minute one before we get out of here?
Somebody say, who is Rob?
Rob. He's with Sam Radar.
Yes, he's the man. He's the man.
Rob is Roberto.
That's who Rob is right there. Rob at samradar.com. Make sure you get signed up with Rob.
He's a salsa dancer. His name is Roberto.
Awesome, guys. Great stuff. Thanks for joining me today. Thank you, experts who have been here, Denise and Sally.
Always
and
great.
Rafa and Nikita. Appreciate you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.